There we
Hey
go.
y'all, happy Monday. Welcome back for another weekly check in. I'm so glad that all of you are here because this space and this moment is more than just about the polish that we sell or a product. It's about purpose, perseverance, um, and planting seeds that grow into something greater. For those of you who don't know me, which I know a lot of you should, I'm the founder of Serenity Nail Polish, a clean, conscious Black woman-owned beauty brand that's more than just color. We speak to the individual in you and affirmations. We're about care, we're about confidence, and we're about carving out a space in the industry that always, has not seen us. Today, we're going to be talking more about entrepreneurship, and we're going to be hearing real tips along the way. But let me also be real with you. This journey is not all glam and it's not all glitter, right? It involves waking up sometimes at 4 a.m., delays with certain things. But whatever you want to do, remember that all you have to do is put in the work and you can bring it to life. So, what I learned so far, start where you are. You don't need to be perfect, you just need to begin. Serenity started with a problem that she wanted to solve, and now it's celebrating joy and wellness. Being consistent, using your story and building your community, not just your customer base. Today, I'm super excited because we have a special guest with us today, um, Lady Felidia. It's such a joy to welcome you into our space today, one that honors entrepreneurship with soul, healing, and intention, leading with legacy and love. And we're gathered here to reimagine what's possible when we walk in our root purpose, our spirit, and our community. Please help me welcome the founder and medicine woman behind Sage and Silver, Lady Sage, also known as Lady Felidia. Welcome, welcome in the room.
Oh man, Jasmine, thank you. Thank you for having me. That was what a beautiful introduction.
Yes,
Absolutely
yes. So
amazing.
you have to tell the people what is it that you do. Let's start. Tell us all about you. How did you come with your name? We want to know all the details.
So I always tell people like this is my most interesting question to answer because like what do you do? I do so many things. Like as a mom, as a just many different things. I get the opportunity a lot of different things in life. Um, I'm a mother, I'm an educator. Some people would call me a healer or whatever. I'm not super big on titles because they denote a certain thing and you never know what how that definition translate to multiple people. So outside of that, I am a community activist, advocate. I'm a farmer. I'm a writer, a poet. Hey, Valerie. I hope I said that right. I hope I said that right, Valerie. I hope it's not velour. and I'm a lover, man. I'm a fighter. I'm honestly so many different things. But career wise, those are some of the things that I'm into. I'm also an end of life doula. I sometimes miss to throw that one in there, but that one is becoming more and more prominent as life goes on. So those are just some of the things that I'm involved in right now.
Well, that's amazing. You do a lot. Like you said, there's so many different things that we do. So many different hats that we wear. Let's dive into talking about entrepreneurship and purpose, right? What inspired you to turn your spiritual and herbal practices into a business?
It's really the only other thing it's the only thing I want to do in life. So I want to enjoy life. I want to have fun in life. And in my mind, the way to do that is to really love how you make a living, for it to genuinely be a part of you. And it's not like made this magical decision to say, "Oh, I'm gonna." It was really like I was ignoring myself, and spirit has a way of saying, "Yeah, you're not gonna keep doing that." She said it the second
She
name.
did.
She got me right, but Lord, she got me right. Okay. Give thanks, love. So it was really just a spirit, like, how long are you going to keep ignoring
Mhm.
your gifts?
Right.
Um, and how long are you gonna keep slapping me in the face, really? And and so I had to make a decision on whether I was ready to genuinely live out loud or just keep hiding in the shadows, yeah,
That's
of other
real.
people. And so that was really what made me say, like, okay, all right, I'm scared. I'm very nervous about this. I don't know what this looks like. I don't really think I can, but you got to start somewhere, just like how you said. And
Yeah,
it was just really that, not having another option and wanting to enjoy my life.
I love that. I love that. I love the fact that you mentioned, starting somewhere and how long, right, before you're going to do what it is that are are truly feel like, is your purpose. Um and when you think back, right, on the early stages of you getting started, what did those early stages of building Sage and Silver look like for you?
Truth, you always want the
Yes,
truth,
yes.
Jasmine. Of course, you want the truth.
Nothing
I
but
don't want to
the
give you anything but the truth, right? A lot nerves, a lot of nerves. The early stages look like making the choice every day to choose me. And it wasn't just choosing me, it was really choosing uh life, you know what I'm saying? Choosing future, choosing to just say, can I curse, Jasmine, or no? It's part of who I am. I don't know what to tell you about that, but I don't know if we have babies on or not, but I'll keep it PG. Um, sh-
Hey,
just
Cassandra girl.
setting, huh?
She said Cassandra is her real name. Nice to meet you. Amen. That was deep. Hey, Cassandra.
Hey, Cassandra. I like both names. I'm gonna be honest. I like both names, and I absolutely love the feedback as well. So yeah. So thank you for that. But like we were saying, just making it a point to choose you. Like, if you wake up every day and you do not enjoy going to your job, if you come home and when your honey says, "Hey honey, how was work?" and you are ready with the list to complain about Susan at the water cooler and all this other stuff that went on at work, um you might not be happy, and what you're doing and at your job. And I just wanted to have a life that I didn't have to complain about.
Mm, that right there is so powerful. I want to have a life that I don't have to complain about. That that's probably
Mhm.
like the quote of the day for me. Um, and that resonates, with a lot of people, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes it's like, how do I get there, right? Because we all want those things. How do you maintain that alignment between your personal healing and your journey, right, and your business?
So it depends on the day. Today's Monday. So if you want to ask me for Monday, how do I do that on Monday, July 28th, 2025? I can tell you how I do it today. And the reason why I say that is because every day is different. Every day looks different. It's never the same. So what I do yesterday might not be what I need to do today for myself and for my alignment, for my personal healing and growth. If there was a thing that I can put in there to answer the question, though, it would be stress awareness. being aware of stressors, being aware of triggers, so that way you show up as your best self. That's really it, because you're the leader in all of it. You're the leader in your life. If you're a parent, you're the leader there. If you own a business, you're the leader there. When it comes to your healing, you're the leader there. When it comes to what you believe in your mindset, you're the leader there. What you allow people to do to you, you're the leader. You mean you're the leader, and you can't make effective decisions if you're consistently stressed out all the time.
Yeah.
So stress awareness is.
I love the fact that you brought up stress awareness, and also that you said it depends on the day, right? Because that is true. Every day we do need something different. There's some days where I'm a water person, so I love taking walks by the boardwalk when the weather is nice. Like I like that cool breeze. That's when I'm able to like hear all of my thoughts, right? But that's not something
Yeah.
that I do every single time that I need a stress relief. Sometimes it could be listening to music, or putting something on to make me laugh, right? It can look different, definitely, depending on the day, depending on the mood and what's happening currently around me. What kind of self care practices you would say help you stay grounded during um, these busy seasons? Like, I know you mentioned that it's different every day, but like, what are some that help you stay grounded?
No, Jasmine, that's one of my favorite questions from the list. That was one of my favorite questions. Okay, self-care routines that help me stay grounded. Freaking sleep, man, sleep. It is, man, as younger, I was just like, I don't want to, I need a party. I want to see it all. I don't want to miss anything. And still as an entrepreneur, you know that sometimes you burn the candle at both ends, right? You know that.
Yes.
But when you go to sleep,
Hmm.
that's when you heal. That's when the real communication happens. That's when you're bigger than you've ever been on this side, you know? Um and so I have learned to embrace sleep, enjoy sleep, because I can go to sleep, and this is anybody, it's not just me. If
Hmm.
you say to spirit or to source or to self or to God or the most high, I'm just going to say them all because they all the same thing. If you say, man, I really need to figure out such and such and such and such and such, and you say it with authority, and then go to sleep and see what happens. And see, don't you wake up with some type of insight, some type of direction towards what it is that you needed to figure out. The other thing that I do is, like you, Jasmine, I wake up very early in the
Hmm.
morning.
Yeah.
Don't look at me and be like, "Oh, she wakes up at 4 a.m." I don't do this on my own, you guys. Spirit does this every freaking morning. I would like to sleep in, but they don't let me. I got to wake up at like 3, 4 in the morning every morning. And there's a conversation that's happening. So it's just being silent. Self-care practice number one, hands down, if I had to make it a one-word answer, it is silence. Silence. Sitting with yourself in silence. That's it.
Absolutely. And Cassandra even said that she is so happy that she tuned in because she can relate. And she said, yes, on the sleep. That's my go-to. I call it adult naps to my toddler. Amen. Amen.
Come through, Valor. You are so right about that. So right about that. Yeah. And I too, like, I like, sometimes you don't want to take a nap because you have so many things to do, and it's so good you might not want to get back up.
Right.
But yeah, but that, and the silence has been so golden,
Mhm.
because it allows you to see yourself. It allows you to observe yourself observing yourself,
Mm.
if that makes sense. Hey, Ace. So it allows you to really do that. You know, there's someone when you're in the world and then you're talking to yourself, there's someone talking to you, there's someone communicating. There is something communicating with you. And then
Mhm.
there's something that is observing that communication. And then there's something that's observing the observer observing that communication, and you're really all of that. But we really don't get to see it until we're silent.
Yeah, I think silence is definitely important, because like you mentioned, you can things become so much more clear, and that's even why I mentioned to you, like, just being by the water where I can literally just hear my thoughts, like things, just come to you when you have those moments of silence and you're not always on the go. I think oftentimes as entrepreneurs there's like a glorification behind like having that hustle mentality and always be on the
Yeah.
go, but like you said, rest essentially is important, stillness is important, right? And we forget to do those things and burn ourselves out. So I have to ask you, how do you handle the responsibility of all of your roles that you do? The business owner, um, being on social media, um, the all of the things that you do. How do you handle the responsibility of it all?
I want to do a better job about social media. I'm just going to say that off top because it's been a little shaky lately. And I'm going to back it up. I'm going to answer that question, but I want to back it up a little bit because it ties right in. When you talk about going to the water,
Hmm.
I want to that is just so important. I just got off the road 30 minutes ago from the water,
Oh wow.
Jasmine. We just did our end of summer family vacation to the Alabama Gulf Shores.
Mm,
And so we just spent the last couple of days on the beach. And I had so much with me that I took to the water.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
seriously for that purpose. And I got so much clarity in
Hmm.
the water. There are messages, there is memory, and we come from the water. So it is such a big part of how I help to keep things balanced within myself with all of the different roles that I have going on is so I don't get lost. I just reconnect and
Hmm.
take time in nature, whether it's going for a walk at like Arabia Mountain, at Cascade Nature Preserve, at Perkinson Park. If you all know, in Atlanta, these are all parks that have flowing water sources
Hmm.
through them. And that helps me with the healing part of it for sure. And the other part, Jasmine, the
Hmm.
realest thing I'm gonna ever say to you, it's not really me that's doing all of the things. That's
Hmm.
really just source, right? I'm just a vessel. So once I really start being obedient, I feel like there's no end to what source is capable of doing through me, through you, through Ace, through you, Valora, and through my brother Delana. Like there's no limit.
Yeah.
It's like love, right? It's like you know you've loved before. You've loved some things before. And then you have serenity.
Hmm.
And now you like, oh my God, I can love so much more now. Where did all this love come from? Like it was, you know, so and then something happens and then your heart bursts open again and then it's like you can receive more love. So at one point I was in a very small mindset about what I
Hmm.
was capable of.
Right.
And um there was a knowing of a feeling that I could be capable of more, but the self-doubt was debilitating.
Mm.
And so I really started to pray about that and talk to spirit about helping me to work through that. And the moment that I start asking for help, the floodgates just opened. Like everyone was there to remind me of my own light and my own greatness so I could just give it back.
Wow, that is powerful. That is so powerful. Everything that you're sharing. We've been getting great feedback on the live. People are tuning in right now. Shout out to you. Shout out to all the knowledge that you're dropping right now um, on this
Good, thank
live. And this is part of community, right? So,
you. Yeah,
with that being said, what role has the community played in the growth of Sage and Silver, you would say?
I'm gonna say 3 words. I am community. There's
Mm,
no other way to
okay. Valor is saying you are preaching to the choir. That is so right. Um, Listen, here's what I learned so far. Like I said before, starting where you are, not needing to be perfect, right? Just needing to begin. Um, Being consistent. I didn't always have all the answers and I still don't have all the answers. But week after week, I'm learning, I'm building, I'm growing. And I'm just learning that consistency builds trust, right? And trust builds your brand's loyalty. Using your story. Stories are so powerful and impactful, right? Your lived experience is your superpower. This is not something that you need to hide. People connect with people, not just products. I always say people buy people first and then they buy product. That's why I speak about, healing and self-care. That's why we're talking about that today. And thinking about identity in every aspect, right? In the brand is super important. Building a community, which we were just talking about, not just a customer base. Your audience should feel seen. You want to talk to them, learn from them, involve them, right? Serenity is here because of our sisters, supporters, nail lovers, and change makers. So community is just it's such an important factor. So if you're watching and you're wondering, right, think to yourself, I'm already enough. I don't need permission, and I just need to keep going. I'm going to say that one more time, give y'all a chance to get y'all pencils and papers ready. I'm already enough. I don't need permission, and I just have to keep going. Let this live be your reminder that you don't have to do it all today, right? Just take the next best step. Whether you're launching your first product, securing your LLC, or just believing in yourself for another 24 hours. And remember, if it's on your heart, it's on purpose. Okay? If it's on your heart, it's on purpose. Cass, we want to thank you so much for all of your support. Um, and yeah, Lady Sage has been dropping a lot of great gems, talking about the importance of self care, rest, um, being still. What are some things that you all do to help with your self care? Put it in the chat. I would love to see it. I spoke about, you know, being by the water, clearing my mind, um, clearing my spirit, and just really brainstorming my next steps and strategies, as I go along the way. Yes, Jazz. I love the support cast. Um, just brainstorming as I go along the way is super, super important. When you think about entrepreneurship, right? A lot of you tuning in have big dreams. You have dreams, big ones, right? Your dream is valid and it's worth protecting, but it's also worth doing something about, right? Your time is now. put these calendars out where it's like, okay, I'm gonna get started, working on something in the fall, and then I'm gonna get started again in the new year, and then I'm gonna get started for Women's History Month, and then we put all these deadlines, and we end up blocking our own blessings. I am Ray Robinson. Thank you so much. He said consistency is key. You have to keep going. You have to keep going even when you're tired. Um, Cass, oh, I love that. Velour always is your brand that you've been working on. And you know what? It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. This is the first step for you. It's going to happen. Sleeping, praying, being alone in nature. Yes, all of the things that we spoke about, right? And speaking of community, welcome back, Lady
My
Sage.
apologies.
No, you're
Thank you. My
fine.
laptop just did a crazy thing. I'm gonna blame it on Mercury retrograde. That's what everybody else is doing. I don't know. That's what I'll do too.
Cassandra commented and said, "The devil's a liar. Where did she go? She was spitting facts."
I know that's right, Sandra. We back. Devil can't hold me. Devil can't hold me, girl. He gonna send me back every time. So I think you left off with the question about community, and I said
Yes.
I
Uh-huh.
am community.
Hmm.
Um, that's just really that's the only way to say it. When you really see me outside, that's where you see me outside is in the community. I'm also a part of a wonderful Mud Roots organization here in Atlanta called New Era Atlanta,
Okay.
where we go out into the community and just give. I mean, just give back,
I love
educate
that.
people about what they're capable of doing in their communities,
Hmm.
get some of the politicians and city council members, the people that are holding the seats that represent these neighborhoods of ours in Atlanta that are dilapidated, where we have food deserts and all of those types of things going on. Get the
Hmm.
people that represent those districts to come out and help out as well and see what's going on and get the conversation started about what we are capable of doing together. Like it's so easy to look out
Hmm.
into like look on TV, look on social media. That's what my social media look like how we do because I took a big old break. But to look into those perspectives and
Hmm.
feel like we are disempowered and feel like, damn, this world is just going to shit. Like, damn, I don't even want to
Hmm.
be here. Like,
Hmm.
all of that. It is so easy
Yeah.
to do that, right? It's
Hmm.
easy to jump on the bandwagon and complain about Trump and complain about this and complain about that. And did you know that there were aliens down in South Central last week at the good old burger? You know what I'm saying? All
Hmm.
that. It's easy to talk about that kind of stuff, but it's not easy to come together and remember that none of this shit happens without our permission. So everything that
Absolutely.
we sit and we complain about, we give permission to other people to do that shit to us
Hmm.
when we do not come together and work together and move past our nonsense.
Yep. That is so true. That
So
is so, so true. And I'm telling you, along the way, we learned so many different lessons. We learned so many different lessons. And one of them is, you know, responding to how people treat us or responding to different situations, right? And being in charge of, like you said, like you have a responsibility in each role in each interaction and things that happen to you. What would you say your biggest
yeah,
lesson that entrepreneurship has taught you about yourself?
it's just a moment. You can make it through this moment. Um,
You hear
yeah,
that,
maybe
Cass? You
not
can make
just
it through
one
this
thing.
moment.
Huh?
No, I was telling Cass, I said you can make it through this moment.
Yeah, you can make it through anything. My father is Navy. My father was Navy. He is transitioned now, but my father was Navy. And in the military, they have this thing, and I think the SEALs do it and the Marines do it as well, where it's like life 2 minutes at a time, right?
Yeah.
So if you can get through 2 minutes, if you can just get through 2 minutes, If you can just do 2 minutes, like just
Mhm.
give me 2 minutes, like,
Yeah.
and then two more, you know what I'm saying? And then two more. So every time you think something is too difficult, it's too hard, it's too this, it's too that, give it like 2 minutes. You know what I'm saying? Give it a day,
Mhm.
give it a minute. Yeah, just give it a moment and be patient um, with yourself. Because
I
you are
love.
stronger than you know, you are
Mhm.
tougher than you believe, and you have more resources than you could ever imagine.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Um, Giving it a minute. She's commenting. She's like, yes, yes. Giving it a minute
Yeah.
is so important. I'm telling you that being on go 24/7, but being patient and giving yourself just grace through the process. Like it's okay, like you said, to take a minute. What advice would you give to women, you know, or anyone essentially who feel called to start something soulful, but they're scared to take that leap?
My advice would be, um, do it anyways. I don't care that you're scared. Do it anyways. If you're scared, if you're uncomfortable, that usually means it's right. That usually means that you know that you're getting ready to step in a bigger version of yourself. And that can be scary, but it can be the absolute most rewarding. How else are you going to learn about you if you don't do it, you know? Sometimes like a lot of times my kids will say, I'll ask them a thing and they'll say, I don't know, but I'm asking you about you. And they're like, I don't know. And I say, well, okay, well, who should I go and ask? Who should I ask about you? Who should I go and ask to get the answer about you? What's in your mind, about how great you can be? Who should I ask about how great you can be?
Right.
And
Mm-hmm.
they get annoyed with me because they know I've won and they don't like that. So but but it's the truth. Like too often we look to other people to tell us that we can do a thing, to give us
Mm-hmm.
permission. And sometimes that's okay. But you can't keep going back to people for that same permission.
Yep.
You know, so get the permission. Let's go. I love this girl so much. I need to give her a hug in person. When once you get the permission, like, someone gives you a compliment or a great compliment, and you like, man, you know what? I needed to hear that. Thank you. That's your permission. That's your reminder from God. Like, hey, get your ass out, man. Go. Let's go. Like, come
Mm-hmm.
on. Um, and so I was afraid of how big I could be.
Mm-hmm.
I was afraid of how bold I would be. I was afraid of not being accepted for being my big, bold self. By my nature, I am a catalyzer. I am a
Mm-hmm.
soul catalyzer. And I already told you I don't really like titles, but that one I'll take every time. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I love you, man. I love you. Like, I'm going to catalyze your soul. So you're not going to always enjoy me,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
but you are going to love me because I
Beautiful.
love you.
That's
So,
beautiful. And
yeah.
I really do, appreciate that advice that you would give, to people who are scared to leap, right? There's this quote that I see on social media all the time. It doesn't go exactly like this, but it's along the lines of like, do it scared, do it tired, do it broke. Like just basically do it anyway. Um,
Nike that
even
thing up. Nike that thing
exactly.
up, baby. Yeah.
Even thinking of back, to when we first started our business. We started in COVID. We didn't know what the outcome would have been. But it started with a vision. It started with just getting up and doing it, um, day
And that's
by
the
day,
other thing,
minute by
Jazz.
minute. Yeah.
That's the other thing. Not to cut you off, but
No, you
but
did.
if there's any other thing, other than just like just do it, right? We know that
Mhm.
like we know you got to do it. It's not going to get done. If you
Mhm.
don't take the trash out, it's not going to get done, right?
Right.
Um Vision. Figuring
Mhm.
out exactly what your vision is,
Yep.
right? When you first start, you might like get a little bit of it, and then you start thinking about lemon pepper wings or your boyfriend or whatever, and then your vision be sideways. But take time every single day to perfect your vision. Do a
Yes.
vision board if you have to.
Mhm.
First, write it down. But then once you have it written down, depending on what type of person you are, you
Mhm.
have to create a mental picture of that vision, what it is
Mhm.
that you want to create. You have to create, like, do that in your mind. You have to see yourself in that, doing that, being that, and being happy in that. That was one of the biggest gifts that I was given um, a few years ago when I was working on a major healing journey in my life. And Spirit told me that I needed to see myself healthy and whole if I was ever going to survive the thing that I was in.
Mhm.
That was a very real thing, Jasmine. I really had to see myself happy, whole in what I, in my mind, would say the future, but there is none. Once I
Mm.
could see that, once I made that vision, everything else aligned to give me what I said I was. And that's
Yes.
genuinely how that works.
Mhm. It's so true. It's so true. Like you said, writing it down, starting with the vision, right? When you have vision, you start to figure out your whys. You start to align it with your values, um, your mission statements. Everything else becomes so clear. And one thing about having a vision is sometimes you can, like you said, get sidetracked. But when you write it down and you go back to your vision, it helps you to stay on track. It helps you to
Right.
stay in tune with where you're trying to go. And so once you stay in tune and align with that, that's really a huge, huge part of the first step. So thank you for sharing that. Where do you see Sage and
Right.
Silver evolving in the
Thank
next few
you. Thank
years
you.
from now?
Say that one more time because we broke up a little bit. I think it's my service actually.
Where do you see Sage and Silver evolving in the next few years?
Uh so in the next few years, I see Sage and Silver evolving to have our first brick and mortar school,
Okay.
to genuinely, and when I say brick and mortar, I just mean like an actual somewhere. The concept for the school is a living classroom, which means that the classroom is nature and the environment, and everything that we learn will be along those lines or with that ideal at the center.
Mhm.
Um, I really just see myself just expanding more and sharing more of my gifts and letting some of the other businesses that are surely going to be birthed here come to fruition. Um, yeah, and just connecting more and continuing to grow within that time. I do have some big things that I'm aligning for and holding vision for, and just giving thanks that they're already done, and I just have to walk the path.
I love that. I love that. And I love how you're just trusting the journey, as you go. You have a vision for what you guys are looking at a mogul right here, mogul in the making.
He be blowing me up. He be blowing me up, yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Big
I
love.
can honestly say that somebody on the live was touched by something that you shared. Um, if there's anything that we didn't discuss or you would like to share with people that are watching right now, I want you to take this opportunity to share it with our viewers. because I know Valor is walking away with these gems, honey. Like, first of all, thank you
Brother
for being
Herman.
so vulnerable and like opening up and just sharing your experience. The fact that you were able to share your experience, it encouraged her to share hers, and just, you know, so many people are being touched by your words and by the things that you're sharing. So yes, I'm gonna give you
Jasmine, you're
the
not about to make me cry today, girl. You're not about to make me cry today. Um, I just so first things first. I genuinely love each and every one of you guys, whether I see your face or not. I genuinely love you, and the reason why it makes sense or it resonates is because I am you and you are me. There really is no separation. We are mirrors of each other. We are our greatest opportunities to see how big, how grand, how magical this experience can be. It is our decision to decide what God gets to experience. So, this is what I say to my kids before they leave the house. I try to remember every day, but even if I don't, it's pounded in. God is, wherever God is, I am.
That's good.
Those two are always true, right?
Mhm.
Then I tell them, give God something great to experience today.
Yeah. Wow, that's powerful.
So, you know, just remember that wherever you are, God is, That's it. You know how I used to be like, oh, it's almost Sunday. I can't do this. Oh, Lord. Can't do this in church. I'm like, I never understood that because I'm like, people like, when you leave the church, God still sees you, right?
Right.
Like God is everywhere you are. And for a long time, I felt like I had to be ready for God before I
Yeah.
could start. You know what I'm saying? Like I had to be ready to be boring
Hmm.
before I could walk with God.
Yeah.
We walk with God every breath, every breath. Uh, there is nothing that you are not capable of doing. This is a journey of remembering. This is a journey of remembering.
Hmm.
That's what I want to leave everybody with. And then this last part, I said that was it, but here it is. This is the last part. Okay. When we say, as Black people, brown people, indigenous people, all power to the people, when it says it in our doctrines and so on and so forth, all power to the people, the words, all power to the people. That's really what it is, y'all. There is nothing that we are not capable of doing together. Stop
Hmm.
giving
That's it.
permission for people to take from you, to steal from you, to tell you what life
Mhm.
looks like when you are the decider of that.
Yeah.
You are a consumer in every sense of the word until you start being a producer. So be mindful of what you consume because those are the things that you're going to produce with.
Yeah.
Yeah, God ain't in church only. And I second that 200%. God is not just in church. Everywhere we are is an opportunity for fellowship, for church, for remembrance, for grace.
Yeah.
That's it, Jasmine. I said I don't got nothing else. That's it.
No. I'm listening and I'm tuned in. I'm just,
Because I
I'm
keep
watching like,
going.
oh man, you are
Um,
dropping so many gems. Like, you're blowing my mind. I want people that's watching this live right now to be able to keep in contact with you. I know you said, social media looking a little shaky, but I feel like there's people in this live right now that just want to build that connection and stay in tune with you. Please tell the people, where can they find you? How can they keep in contact? Let us know.
I'm a real live person, like real live person. So if you want to connect with me, on just a little fly by night type of like what you're doing, want to see what you got going on, you can follow me at sage_n_silver. You can also follow me at re. Nothing's posted there, y'all, but it's getting ready to blow up. So I really want everyone to follow this page. Y'all got to do this for me.
Okay.
The book is
Let
coming
me
out.
pull out my phone as
Um,
well.
yes, thank you. The book, Remember Me, Spirit 10 Things I Learned While Healing Through Cancer. It will be out in September, beginning of October.
I love
And
that.
then that's just, that's getting ready to blow up. So, quick thing about Remember Me Spirit, because that's the second page that I want you all to follow. That page is really going to be a platform, not really for me, but that is my platform to connect with people just like yourselves. And I really want to know, when was the moment that you remembered that you were God and that God remembered you? Because we all have like moments in life when it's just kind of like that thing, Jasmine, like you were saying, like, when did you know? When did you, it's that moment that you remember, like, oh, I can do anything. I forgot.
Yeah.
Oh, God is real and amazing because I did not just die. I'm
Hmm.
still here.
Yeah.
Remembering those stories, like, we forget so much of the greatness that happens to us in life. We forget so many of the times when God just brought us through, you know what I'm saying, and just held our hands. Anybody listening right now, you have survived 100% of your days. Name one that you haven't. I'll wait.
Mm. Mm. Say it again. Say it again. Son grab his pen and paper.
But so the page, Remember Me Spirit,
Hmm.
I would like everyone to follow that because now it's accountability. And I sometimes need people to hold me accountable. So y'all are my accountability audience right there to get that page going and popping. So you can follow me there. You can always follow me also at Agricultures United, at Noble Shungite Farms Inc. Do too much. At New Era Atlanta, New Era ATL. Yeah, New Era ATL, as well. Follow that page. Follow that page just for some dope stuff to get involved in the community. We are
Yeah.
always giving back. We always need volunteers. You know, it's a great thing to be involved in. So you can connect with me in all of those spaces. And then if you genuinely just need an ear to listen, or a friend, or a sounding board, you can always reach me at 929-233-3731. That's me for real.
I love that. I hope that y'all are following. Okay. All of these pages, like it was said, it is getting ready to blow up. Okay. Words can't describe the power we really hold. Yes.
No
Yes.
words.
Yes. Yes. So,
I
so
love that
good.
girl. I promise I love her.
I know. I can put you in contact with her. That is one of my good
Please.
friends from college. Always been, super supportive. Cass,
Yeah.
so much. Thank you so much for tuning in and commenting, and like I said, just being vulnerable in this space. You know, it's interesting because 2 weeks ago, um, I went away for my birthday, and
Happy belated.
thank you so much. And when you're around me and you're in a room with me, everybody knows I have this infectious laugh. You're not going to be around me for too long without, us finding something to find joy, about. And this, I was in the pool and I was laughing, cracking jokes, and this lady swims over to me and was like, "Your laugh reminded me that my life is worth living." I was like, "Wow." That was the highlight of my trip. That was the
Yo,
highlight of the trip.
mind blown.
Yep.
Man, mind blown. Man, this was the highlight of mine. I just came off a vacation, and there were so many highlights, but one that really stuck out to me. There was a beautiful sister on a trip with us. And this was also the first big trip that I've taken without my core family. Like, these were
Mhm.
like my friends and my sisters who I went on this trip with, in the summer kids trip. But the photographer was this beautiful soul. Her name is Hope, but she goes by Mellow. I'm calling her out. But she's such a beautiful person. And she came to me and she said, I've been watching your daughter this weekend, and she just seems like at 13, she already knows who she is. She
Mm.
has such a grounding in who she is and her purpose. And she just wanted to know, how did I help her get there?
Oh, this is good.
And I was like, as she's saying this to me, I was just overcome. You know what I'm saying? I could not, first of all, believe what I was hearing, what I was receiving. And
Mm-hmm.
then I was like, you're actually talking about me and my daughter.
Yeah.
And it was such a mind blowing thing because I had to say to her, I said, for the truest answer, you have to honestly ask my daughter. I don't know any one thing. I just know I realized at one point that if she was going to learn to love herself and accept herself, I had to show her how to do it,
Yeah, that's
not
good.
tell her how to do it. I
Mm.
had to show her how to do it. So when Mello said that to me, that she saw that in my daughter, that was a lesson for me that, like, you're actually doing something. You're actually doing it.
Yeah.
You're actually doing it, right? Because so many times you don't know that you're doing it.
Mm-hmm.
If you One of my favorite scenes in a movie, I'm not a huge movie buff, but in the movie Hook, which is one of my favorite movies of all times,
Mm-hmm.
right? Hook, the remake of Peter Pan. So there's a scene in there where all of the Lost Boys are sitting down to eat, and the new Lost Boys are there, and the ones that are they're kind of mean, and the ones that have their hearts all in the right place, they're just the Lost Boys that been there. They're digging in, like you see their perspective, and they got a whole feast. There's like ice cream, there's frosting, they just packing it in, packing it in, packing it in, and the newest kid, he was like looking around and he's like, "What's wrong with them? What are they eating?" And he couldn't see. And they said, "You just gotta believe, Peter. You just gotta believe." And then all of a sudden, he started to see all of the food on the table, right? He started to see all of the things on the table. And in that moment, he remembered that he could see. So when she said this to me about my daughter, it was a reminder to me that, like, keep walking, like, keep remembering yourself because it's helping her remember herself. So that was my biggest highlight. That was a huge blessing because you don't always get that real time.
Mm-hmm. That is so dope. That is so, so dope. We have comments saying that was a dope scene. Love Jazz laugh is rambunctious. You go way back like rim on a pink Cadillac.
Yes,
Oh,
and
so
shout out to
funny.
my cousin, y'all. If y'all don't know, if y'all saw somebody who comment who was Ace Hunter, that's my cousin. That's my real live younger cousin. I ain't gonna call him little because he way bigger than me now. But my real live family, love you for tuning in, cousin. One of like absolute favorites.
Oh, that is so sweet. We just want to say uh thank you so much to everyone for tuning in today. Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much for joining us and being here and sharing all of the knowledge and the gems that you dropped today. Shout out to Mastering Our Business. If you have not checked them out, if you are not following them, make sure you do. Y'all hear from me every week. I'm gonna let Lady Sage tell you a little bit about why you need to get in contact with the mob.
Let me tell you something. If you don't, first of all, the mob stands for mastering our business, but we really are real live mob. Like, don't get it twisted. Like, we ride for each other. But since I've met them, since I met my brother Delano, let's just start there, who introduced me to the entire the mob crew.
Mhm.
It's just grown. My business has grown, not just professionally, but also personally as well. When you some of those questions you ask me about, about how do you do this and how do you do that, how do you do that, you surround yourself with people that see your greatness even when you don't see your greatness. That's
Yeah.
who the mob is.
Hmm.
That's who the mob is. Like that's visionary for our culture today. That's who the mob is. It's not
Yeah.
just business. It's not just storytelling.
Hmm.
It's all around life improvement with the mob. So if you do not know about the mob, you need to know. Follow them on Instagram. Follow the webinars what is it? Every Wednesday. Don't
Yep.
I don't want to mess it up, but it's
Brainstorming
every Wednesday. I
sessions.
know it's every Wednesday. Yes, our
5:45.
brainstorming sessions. Yes. And the mob, I'm gonna tell you too, I didn't I met the mob through their community work.
Mm.
So that should tell you something about the type of organization, the type of company that we're talking about here that we're dealing with. So yeah, yes.
Every Wednesday
Just
at 6 p.m. Every Wednesday at
6
6
p.m.
p.m.
Tune in.
Follow them. Make sure you're tuned in. Make sure you're following Serenity Nail Polish. And again, we're going to be here each and every Monday. Join us live at 5 p.m. We are going to be continue to share knowledge, continue to grow and learn together. Just like how I share tips and I have people on. When you guys comment, when you guys open up and you share things, I am learning as well. And I appreciate the community that we're building here. I'm so excited for what's going to come and how far just this entrepreneurship live and is going to go. I feel like it's going to go far. So thank you so much again for tuning in, and we'll see you guys again next week right here at 5 p.m. on Monday live. Have a great week, everybody. See you soon.
Have a beautiful week, powerful people.